Hello, welcome to Senior Health Tips. Let's be honest. Whether you've been married for a few months, a few years, or several decades, the question of how to keep the spark alive and surprise your wife, in a good way, is always lingering in your mind. Life has a way of pulling us into routines, where we prioritize everything else. Work, bills, kids, obligations, and somewhere along the way, the intimate connection you once shared with your partner can begin to feel like a distant memory. But what if I told you there's one simple routine you can add to your morning? A quiet, invisible practice you can do without anyone noticing, and the effects could surprise your wife, not just in the bedroom, but in your confidence, energy, and overall presence as a man. I'm talking about Kegel exercises for men, a vastly underappreciated but profoundly powerful routine that can enhance your physical health, your sexual performance, and your relationship intimacy in a way most men don't even realize. Yes, Kegel exercises are not just for women. For years, this form of pelvic floor strengthening has been associated with pregnancy recovery and female reproductive health. But recent studies and widespread anecdotal evidence have shown that men can gain equally powerful benefits from a consistent Kegel routine. From improving bladder control to boosting sexual stamina, and even helping to combat erectile dysfunction, Kegel exercises offer a host of benefits that can change your life when practiced daily. And the best part, they're free, take just a few minutes a day, and can be done anywhere, while you're brushing your teeth, standing in line, or even driving to work. Most men don't talk about this. In fact, the majority of men either don't know about Kegels at all, or if they do, they dismiss them as something unnecessary, ineffective, or even embarrassing. But let's pause and think for a second. If there was something you could do every morning that would strengthen your control, improve your stamina, and lead to better intimacy with your wife, all without having to take pills, buy expensive supplements, or go to the gym, why wouldn't you try it? The truth is, incorporating Kegel exercises into your daily routine might be one of the best-kept secrets in the world of men's health. First of all, let's get rid of the idea that being a man means ignoring the parts of our body that aren't visible or boastful. Your pelvic floor muscles, although not often talked about in locker rooms or barbershops, are as vital to your health and well-being as your biceps or abs. In fact, the pelvic floor supports many of the functions that make us feel like strong, confident, and capable men. These muscles help you control your bladder, support your prostate health, and yes, they play a huge role in your sexual function, from maintaining erections to controlling ejaculation and improving sensation. Also, let's talk about confidence. So many men walk through life carrying unspoken fears and insecurities about their performance, especially as they age. Whether it's difficulty maintaining an erection, premature ejaculation, or just feeling like you don't have the same energy and virility you once did, these concerns are more common than most of us care to admit. And too often, we respond with silence, shame, or costly miracle solutions that don't really solve the underlying issue. What if the real solution was already within your body, just waiting to be trained and activated? Kegel exercises work by targeting the pubicoxygeus, PC muscles, the same muscles you engage when you try to stop the flow of urine midstream. By strengthening these muscles through regular focused contractions, you can enhance blood flow, improve muscle control, and stimulate the nerve pathways that govern sexual function. It's like putting your pelvic region through a strength training regimen, except it doesn't require any weights, machines, or even breaking a sweat. As is often the case with exercises that don't bring immediate, visible results, many men overlook Kegels because they don't understand how to do them correctly or underestimate their long-term impact. But when you commit to practicing Kegels every morning, you're doing more than strengthening a set of muscles. You're reclaiming control over a part of your health that affects your identity, your self-esteem, and your connection with your partner. So, what does all this mean for your wife? When you begin this morning Kegel routine, you'll likely notice some subtle but powerful changes within just a few weeks. You might find yourself feeling more in control, with better endurance during intimacy. You might experience stronger erections and more intense orgasms. You might even carry yourself with more confidence throughout the day. Because when you know your body is functioning at its best, it shows in your attitude, your energy, and yes, your bedroom performance. And trust me, your wife will notice. She may not be able to pinpoint exactly what's different at first, but the results will speak for themselves. You'll be more present, more in tune, and more capable of providing her with the intimacy and connection that so often gets lost in the shuffle of daily life. And just as important as the physical benefits is the symbolic gesture, doing something quietly, daily, and intentionally to become a better partner. That kind of effort doesn't go unnoticed. It builds trust, shows commitment, and lays a foundation for emotional closeness. When your wife sees that you care about your own well-being, not just for your sake, but for the sake of your relationship, it deepens the bond between you both. In this video, we're going to walk through everything you need to know about starting a daily Kegel routine, from understanding the muscles involved, to learning how to properly contract and relax, to setting up a simple morning habit that fits into your daily life. We'll explore the science behind why it works, the practical steps to get started, and the surprising ways it can improve not just your physical performance, but your confidence, communication, and connection with your wife. But before we dive into the technique and the routine itself, I want to invite you to stay engaged with this journey. If you find this topic valuable, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more insights, and leave a comment below about your experiences or questions. Your interaction helps more men discover simple, effective ways to improve their lives and relationships. And trust me, this is one daily habit you'll want to stick with, not just for your own sake, but for the smile you'll see on your wife's face when she realizes something's different and better. Let's get started. Before you can strengthen a muscle, you need to know where it is, what it feels like, and how to control it. That's why the very first step of any successful Kegel routine is mastering the pelvic floor muscle, commonly known as the Kegel muscle. This step is not only foundational to your daily routine, but it's also where most men either lose interest or give up because they're unsure whether they're even doing it right. If you've ever asked yourself, how do I even know I'm working the right muscle? Then you're not alone. But rest assured, once you understand how to locate, activate, and isolate your pelvic floor, you'll be well on your way to seeing noticeable improvements that will not only surprise your wife, but also build your confidence from the inside out. First of all, let's be clear about what the Kegel muscle is. The muscle you are trying to target is called the pubococcygeus muscle, which is part of the larger group known as the pelvic floor muscles. These muscles stretch from your pubic bone in the front to the tailbone at the back and act like a hammock supporting your bladder, bowel, and in men, the prostate. When functioning well, this muscle helps with urinary control, bowel control, sexual performance, and even core stability. So how do you find this muscle? One of the easiest ways to identify your Kegel muscle is during urination. The next time you are urinating, try to stop or slow the flow of urine midstream. The muscle you contract to do that? That's your pelvic floor muscle. That's the Kegel. Take a moment to memorize that sensation. You'll notice it's not the same as tightening your abs, squeezing your thighs, or clenching your glutes. It's a very specific and internal feeling of pulling inward and upward. Also, let's understand the importance of isolation. This part is critical. To do Kegels effectively, you must contract the Kegel muscle without engaging the surrounding muscles. That means your stomach should stay relaxed, your thighs should not tighten, and your buttocks should remain still. If you're clenching those areas while trying to do a Kegel, you're not activating the right muscle, and you won't get the results you're looking for. It's better to do a few slow, correct contractions than a bunch of half-right ones. As is the case with any type of strength training, technique matters more than quantity, especially in the beginning. Your goal here is quality over quantity. Start slowly and deliberately. Once you can consistently activate your Kegel muscle on command without tensing other muscles, you're already ahead of the game. This will likely take a few days of focused practice, and that's perfectly normal. So, what does that first week of practice look like? Here's a gentle introduction to building awareness. Starting every morning, set aside 5 minutes. Sit comfortably in a chair with both feet flat on the floor and your back straight, or lie down flat on your back with your knees bent. Close your eyes and focus on the area between your pubic bone and your tailbone. Gently contract the muscle that you use to stop urination. Hold the contraction for about 3 to 5 seconds, then relax fully for 5 to 10 seconds. Repeat this 5 to 10 times. During this time, remind yourself to keep your abdomen, legs, and buttocks relaxed. If you feel tension in those areas, stop and try again. Don't rush this process. Mastering the correct technique is worth every minute because it sets you up for success as you advance into more structured routines later on. Now let's take a moment to talk about common mistakes. The biggest mistake most men make in this stage is doing too much too soon. Overtraining your pelvic floor can actually lead to muscle fatigue, discomfort, or even pain in the groin or lower back. Your pelvic floor, like any muscle, needs time to build endurance and strength gradually. Another common mistake is holding your breath during the contraction. Always breathe normally. If you find yourself gasping or holding your breath, you're likely overexerting and not focusing the tension where it should be. First of all, know that progress may feel subtle at first. This isn't like working out your arms where you can see bigger biceps in the mirror. With Kegels, the improvements are internal, but they are real. Over the first couple of weeks, you may notice better control during urination, fewer sudden urges to pee, and a stronger sense of stability in your pelvic area. If you experience premature ejaculation or difficulty maintaining erections, you may also begin to see slight improvements in those areas too. But again, this takes time and consistent daily effort. As is true with anything that affects our intimate lives, patience is essential. You're not just building a muscle, you're building a habit. The more regularly you practice, the more instinctive it becomes. Eventually, you won't have to think about it consciously. That's when real transformation begins, not just in your physical responses, but in your confidence and your connection with your wife. She may not know you're doing Kegels, but she'll definitely notice a change in your energy, your presence, and your performance. That's how you surprise her. That's how you reignite the fire. So, as we wrap up this section, let's reaffirm what you've accomplished. You now know where your Kegel muscle is, how to contract it, how to avoid the most common mistakes, and how to begin a simple morning habit that takes just minutes. That alone puts you in a category of men who are taking proactive steps toward better health, deeper intimacy, and stronger self-control. That's no small thing. That's leadership in your relationship, and it's the kind of self-improvement your wife will respect and admire, even if she never knows exactly what you're doing. If this content is helping you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe so you never miss an update, and comment below with your thoughts or questions. Your engagement not only supports this work, but it encourages other men to step up and take control of their well-being. Now that you've identified and learned how to control your pelvic floor muscles, it's time to put that knowledge into action through a structured and consistent Kegel routine. This daily practice doesn't need fancy equipment, a gym membership, or even a lot of time. All it demands is dedication, intention, and a few quiet minutes each morning. When done right and consistently, this routine can significantly improve bladder control, sexual performance, and confidence. And yes, as promised, it will absolutely surprise your wife in the most positive way. First of all, let's lay the foundation for your Kegel workout structure. Just like any other workout, we don't just jump in and expect immediate results. We warm up, gradually increase intensity, and learn to recover. The same applies here. You're not just squeezing a muscle. You're training it for strength, endurance, and control. Over time, This results in noticeable improvements that affect your health, your energy, and your intimacy. Let's start with a morning schedule. Morning is the ideal time to practice your Kegels because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. Your body is rested, your mind is relatively uncluttered, and you're more likely to stay consistent if you attach the routine to an existing habit, like brushing your teeth or taking a morning shower. So, begin each morning with a moment of mindfulness. Sit or lie down in a comfortable, quiet space. Place one hand on your stomach and the other on your thigh. This will help you stay aware of your body and ensure you're not tensing your abs or legs. Once you're relaxed and focused, begin your warm-up contractions. Your warm-up consists of 5 to 10 light contractions held for about 3 seconds each, followed by a 5-second rest. This gets the blood flowing and prepares your pelvic floor for the deeper workout. These early contractions should be light and gentle, just enough to feel the muscle engaging. Think of it like slowly stretching before a run. After warming up, move into your main workout phase, which is where we start to build strength and control. The core of your Kegel routine should involve slow contractions. These are deliberate, full-strength contractions where you squeeze your pelvic floor muscles as tightly as you can and hold them. Start by holding each for 5 seconds, then gradually increase to 10 seconds as you gain strength. Follow each contraction with a rest period that is at least equal to the hold time. Do this 10 times. Quick pulses. These are rapid-fire contractions that focus on reaction and control. Squeeze the muscle quickly and release immediately. Aim for 10 to 15 pulses, rest for 10 seconds, and repeat for 2 to 3 sets. This type of exercise helps with ejaculation control and improves muscle responsiveness. Elevator reps. Imagine the pelvic floor as an elevator going up different levels. Slowly contract the muscle in stages. First a light squeeze, then medium, then full strength. Hold each level for a couple of seconds. Then slowly reverse the process and release the muscle in stages. This trains fine motor control and develops a deeper mind-muscle connection. Do 5 repetitions of this. Also, it's important to track your progress. Keep a small notebook or use a notes app on your phone. Write down what you did each day, how many slow contractions, how long you held, how many pulses, and how you felt afterward. This helps you stay accountable and notice improvements that may be too gradual to feel day to day. Over the course of a few weeks, you'll look back and realize how much stronger and more aware you've become. So, let's talk about what these exercises do for your relationship. When your pelvic floor is strong, you'll likely see improved erection quality due to increased blood flow and better muscle support, followed by increased ejaculatory control, helping you last longer in bed. Better orgasm intensity, as the pelvic floor plays a key role in that final contraction during climax and enhanced confidence, which makes you more present, engaged, and emotionally connected with your wife. These results speak louder than words. Your wife may not even know what Kegels are, but she'll feel the difference. She'll notice the renewed energy, the stronger intimacy, and your quiet confidence. That's how this morning habit becomes a powerful gift to your relationship. Also, Kegels aren't just for the bedroom. A strong pelvic floor can improve posture, core stability, lower back health, and prevent or reduce urinary leakage, especially as you age. These are long-term benefits that protect your health and vitality well into your later years. First of all, don't rush the journey. Muscle development takes time. If you're consistent, you'll start to see early signs of progress in 3 to 4 weeks, and more dramatic changes by 8 to 12 weeks. Make your Kegel routine part of a broader commitment to self-care. Drink more water, stretch, get enough sleep, and stay active. These changes will amplify your results. One important note: if you ever feel discomfort or pain while doing your exercises, stop and consult a healthcare provider. Kegels are safe, but improper form or overtraining can lead to tension or soreness. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. As we prepare for the final section, keep in mind that these exercises are more than physical. They represent a choice you're making to improve, to evolve, and to take control of your health and your relationship. It's not just about sex. It's about vitality, confidence, and love. If this video is helping you, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more valuable insights and real-life tips, and leave a comment below. Tell us your experience, ask a question, or just say hello. It makes a huge difference. First of all, as your physical performance improves due to better control and stamina, so does your confidence. And confidence in the bedroom often spills over into other areas of life. You walk taller, speak with more assurance, and approach your partner with renewed warmth and affection. Also, it emphasizes the role of emotional intimacy, how couples who prioritize their health and satisfaction tend to communicate more openly and feel more bonded. When you surprise your wife not just with better performance, but also with thoughtful care and consistency, it communicates love in a powerful, nonverbal way. As is often the case, small daily changes lead to big transformations. Committing to Kegels daily not only brings physical rewards, but fosters a sense of self-discipline and purpose. Over time, this builds a foundation for lasting emotional and relational wellness. So, it encourages men to approach Kegels not as a secret weapon, but as a shared journey of growth, with the power to heal, enhance, and deepen love. It's not about impressing your wife once, it's about showing up consistently and intentionally every morning to be your best self. Kegel exercises might seem simple or even unnecessary at first glance, but they are a powerful, often overlooked tool for improving not only men's health, but also the strength of romantic relationships. By identifying the pelvic floor muscles, learning proper technique, creating a consistent routine, and embracing the emotional connection it fosters, you are investing in something greater than muscle control. You're investing in love, health, and confidence. First of all, understand that results don't come overnight. But if you stay consistent, respectful of the process, and intentional in your practice, you will see and feel the difference in yourself and in your relationship. Also, by taking just 10 minutes each morning for yourself, you're making a choice to live with strength, presence, and vitality. As is true with all meaningful habits, the impact builds over time. You might start doing Kegels to surprise your wife, but over time, you'll realize the biggest surprise is how much better you feel, inside and out. So, don't let this be just another video you read and forget. Make today the day you commit. Start your Kegel routine tomorrow morning. Be consistent, be mindful, and watch what happens, not just in your body, but in your bond. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so more men can learn and grow alongside you. Leave a comment below if you've started your Kegel journey or if you have questions. We're here to support you. Here's to a healthier, stronger, more confident you and a love life that surprises you both.